Hello and welcome to the course of manufacturing method. In this lecture, will be our 23rd lecture, and in this lecture we will be talking about fusion welding, that is electrical fusion welding. And in this lecture we will be teaching about consumable electrode arc welding. So in the electrical fusion welding there is two section. First section we have already discussed, that is non-consumable electrode. In that non-consumable electrode arc welding, there is tungsten inert gas welding or TIG, there is plasma arc welding or PAW, and atomic hydrogen welding or AHW. And we have discussed all the schemes and how the working principle and the application of all of those three welding technique. Now we will be considering a new classification of the welding of arc welding, that is consumable electrode arc welding. In case of here, the lecture objective is to understand about consumable electrical arc welding and to get detailed description of SMAW, that is shielded metal arc welding, SAW, that is submerged arc welding, MIG, that is metal inert gas welding, and FCAW or flux cored arc welding. So let's start our lecture. So first we have to know about what is consumable arc welding. The consumable electrode arc welding means in this process, in this welding process, what happened? The electrode is melted and deposited into the weld area. So here, unlikely to the non-consumable electrode, in that non-consumable electrode, what we have seen? We have seen that the electrode is not decaying while the process. That means the electrode length or electrode in the electrode there is from the electrode there is no material melting in the electrode. And in non-consumable electrode, most of the cases tungsten electrode we have seen, that tungsten electrode. Now here in this case we are seeing that for consumable electrode arc welding, what is happening? For consumable electrode arc welding, the electrode rod or the electrode will be decomposed while in the process, and that portion is consumed in the weld pool or weld area. So that's why this process is called consumable electrode arc welding. So some of the mostly used or most common arc welding or most common consumable electrode arc weldings are uh, shielded metal arc welding, submerged arc welding, metal inert gas welding, and flux cored arc welding. There are another two type of the of this consumable electrode arc welding, but those two welding are not the conventional type of the arc welding. Because in that case, in those two cases, such as electro gas welding and electro slag welding, the arc is generated for only for the initiation of the heating process or initiation of the welding process. After that, after some time or after very little time, the arc will be extinguished in both of those two processes, and the heat will be generated or required heat will be given by some other manner. So that we will study in the next lecture. But here, both of those two cases are also consumable electrode arc welding, example of consumable electrode arc welding, but that that two cases are not the conventional way of welding. So we divide that section to another class, that is your non-conventional welding technique. Okay, and that non-conventional welding technique we will be studying in the next lecture. So let's start. Let first we will know about shielded metal arc welding process or SMAW. So in shielded metal arc welding, the arc will be generated. How the arc will be generated? That arc will be generated by touching the tip of a coated electrode. Coated electrode means in the electrode, there is inside the electrode structure will be like this. the inside will be the metal or filler material, and the outside, in the outside a flux coating is there. And this flux maybe this flux contains some of the very important material which can be used to make fume in the and it covers the weld area by generating the shielding gas. So this is the flux is outside. Here the flux is outside of the filler material. So in this case, the arc will be generated by touching the tip of the coated electrode against the workpiece and withdrawing it quickly to a distance sufficient to maintain the arc. So first the electrode is touched to the workpiece, then it is withdrawn, and a very small gap will be maintained, and that gap is known as arc gap. And that gap is very necessary so that we can have efficiently we can proceed efficiently our welding. So as the electrode stick is used in the shielded metal arc welding, it is also called stick welding. And the heat that is generated by the arc, that heat will melt down the electrode coating base material. So all of these three parts, that is our electrode means our filler material, that is the core of the electrode, that core of the electrode is melted, and the electrode coating is melted or flux coating is melted, and the base material is melted. So in the weld pool we can see the mixture of electrode coating material and your base material. So we can see there is various microstructural and chemical change in the portion where we get the weld joint. So that's why in most of the cases, if we see the breaking nature or fracture nature for a welded joint, we can see that the joint will be joint will have more strength than the base material. So breaking will occur in the base material but not in the weld area. So the weld area will be the most strongest area of the welded joint. So that is the very important part for welding. So if you have any welding joint, that welded area is the most strong part, or most strong part is the your weld area. And the base material will obviously have very low strength as respect to your weld area. Now electrode coating, what is does the main function of this electrode coating is to deoxide the weld area and provide a shielding gas that protect that weld area from the environment. So in the weld area the material is in red hot condition or in a molten condition, and whenever any material is in molten condition, there is a tendency of that material to react with the environmental gases such as oxygen, hydrogen and nitrogen. And by reacting to that by reacting if the reaction between the environment and your molten metal will occur, then chance of corrosion, chance of gas porosity, that and chance of any various other welding defect will increase. So the by using that flux coating in the electrode, what we do, we just seal the area. So that's why that this name suggests that is shielded metal arc welding. So the metal arc or the molten metal pool will be shielded by the gases that forms by using the flux coating. So in this process AC or DC current can be used. Up 50 to 300 ampere current can be used in case of shielded metal arc welding. And for thin section welding or sheet metal welding, the DC power supply will be more preferred. And what are the application of this shielded metal arc welding? In most of the general cases, this shielded metal arc welding is seen, and most of the general construction, that means the grills of your home, and college, and any other fencing, the in the shipbuilding industry, in the pipeline maintenance, every place, at every place, the most widely used arc welding process is this shielded metal arc welding process. In the workshop, if you will be doing welding, so in that workshop also you will be doing this type of welding, that is shielded metal arc welding process. So in this type of welding, the how the process work, see here, this is a schematic diagram of the shielded metal arc welding process. See the power supply and electrode. See here, in the electrode and the workpiece completes an electrical circuit. Now this is your power supply. From that, this is electrode, and electrode has a coating. That coating will give the slag layer and the protecting gas while the welding is done. So see here, the weld pool and the protecting gas coating, and what is where the slag layer is there, and above the slag layer the solidified weld is there. So everything is shown very clearly. So what is the use of that slag layer? That slag layer is induced by the slag layer is the solidified form of the coating material. The coating material will be very light, because the density of the base material and the density of the electrode material are more or less same, and it is the heavier material. But the flux are mainly of silicon oxide, aluminum oxide. This type of materials are there. Those silicon oxide, aluminum oxide, those creates slag. So slag forming elements are there. In detail study of this electrode and electrode design, we will be studying in the next lecture. So for now, just remember this coating gives us two things. This coating gives us slag layer and the protecting gas for shielded metal arc welding. So that is it. This is all for shielded metal arc welding. Now we will see about submerged arc welding. So as the name suggests, we can understand one thing, that the arc here, that arc which is generated in case of submerged arc welding, that arc is submerged. In where it is submerged? That arc is submerged inside the granular flux. That means from the outside you cannot see the arc, but the arc is there, and that is completely covered by the granular material. And by covering that granular by covering using granular material, what advantage it gets? It gets very low amount of spatter. Environmental reaction with the weld pool will be very less, and the electrode is consumable. Here also electrode is consumable, and that is fed automatically by using welding gun, or using a tube that is called welding gun. And here horizontal and flat type of the welding can achieve, deep penetration can be achieved. So that's why, and there is very low fume generation in case of submerged arc welding. The process is done in 300 to 2000 ampere current range, and circular welding of the pipe can be achieved by rotating the workpiece. We can achieve the circular welding of pipe by this process, that is submerged arc welding process. And this unused flux, that flux which are not used, that flux can be reused. And the welding of carbon steel, alloy steel, stainless steel can be done. Thick plate welding for shipbuilding, pressure vessel, are the typical application. The pressure vessel, the welding of pressure vessel, that means the gas cylinder welding. You have in domestic gas cylinder, that LPG cylinders are welded by using this method, that is submerged arc welding method. And this flux consists of lime, silica, calcium fluoride, and magnesium oxide, etc. And this flux is fed from flux hopper by the means of gravity. So we will see the schematic diagram of submerged arc welding. See, this is your schematic diagram of the submerged arc welding. See, this is flux hopper. From here, flux will be coming out by gravity, and what is happening, and there is consumable electrode feed rod. See, the electrode is fed by a rotating tube or rotating wire. This wire electrode is by wire drive and control motor. We are giving the feed for giving the feed of your electrode, and in here inside this portion, see, the granular flux is there. So this is arc, and which is completely submerged inside your granular flux. And this part are the your unused flux. This unused flux may be reused. So after the welding is done, we just brush out the welding section, and we put the unused flux in the flux hopper. So that is the process. So in this process there is zero emission. That means there is no fumes generation, no spatter, and you cannot even see the arc from outside. So that is the process of submerged arc welding. Now we will see about gas metal arc welding or metal inert gas welding. So we have seen in case of tungsten inert gas welding, that is our non-consumable electrode arc welding. So in that tungsten inert gas welding, that is called gas tungsten arc welding, and this is called gas metal arc welding. Here the only difference between two is, in that case tungsten electrode is used, and that electrode is non-consumable. But in this case, in gas metal arc welding, metal electrode are used, and that metal electrode is consumed by the process, and this metal electrode can be fed automatically into the workpiece or into the weld pool by using some feed drive motor. And this process can be very easily automated, and temperature generated in this process is very low, which is suitable for welding for thin section. Deoxidizers that can be present in the electrode that prevent the oxidation from the weld pool. And in addition to inert gas, which can enable multi-layer deposit of the weld area. So here no other flux material used, but the shielding environment is given by the inert gas such as helium, argon, or carbon dioxide atmosphere. So this electrode is fed in terms of in the form of wire automatically through the nozzle feed. So here the metal deposition or metal transfer, that means the droplet of those electrode material, electrode where from electrode material, from there the deposition or transfer of the material can be done in three ways. First is spray transfer. In case of spray transfer, small metal droplets are propelled or are came to the workpiece, and when it will be done at the time at whenever there is stable high DC current and voltage, and the electrode diameter is larger. Next is globular transfer. In case of carbon dioxide rich, when when the carbon dioxide rich gases are used, the globules are propelled by the force of the electric arc, and that transfer the electric arc transfer, and which results in this type of the globular transfer results in deep penetration and high speed welding with considerable amount of spatter. So if we want to have the spatter free welding, we should go with spray transfer technique. But if we want to have good penetration, at that time globular transfer is our uh, choice. Now, here in this case of globular transfer, high welding current is used, and heavier section welding can be done by this process. And another process is short circuit transfer, and in that individual droplet will be transferred by by touching the workpiece for several times. So what we do, we just melt the filler material, or melt the electrode material, and just put each and every droplet by touching the workpiece, or by short circuiting the circuit each and every time. Oh, and so here in this case very low current and voltage required with very small diameter of the electrode. So this is the process. See here, in this process, so feed electrode is fed from the electrode wire, and these are the feed rollers are shown here. See here, a trigger switch is there, and electrode by electrode contact we can get the droplet, and these droplets can infused, or can be deposited into the workpiece in a argon shielding environment. So this is the schematic diagram of your gas metal arc welding, that is GMAW, or metal inert gas welding, that is MIG. Now we are coming to our today's last part, that is flux cored arc welding. In this case, that is also called FCAW. Okay, here the electrode materials are are in the outside, but inner core is made of the flux. So it is electrode is in the shape of tube, and which is filled with the flux material, and this is more stable with improved welding contour. It is more stable arcs can be generated with improved welding contour. Better mechanical properties of the welding can be achieved, and this process is a combination of shielded metal arc welding and automatic electrode feeding feature, that is of MIG. Why it is happening? Because see, what are the problem here, why this process is introduced? Because in case of MIG, what is happening in case of MIG, there is a chance that the welding, after the welding, the weld portion is completely open to the environment, because there is no flux in case of MIG. So as there is no slag will be there. As there is no slag, that means the welded area will be exposed to the environment just when they are solidifying. So at that time, what happened? At that time, due to reaction with the environment, the material can, the weld joint can corrode, weld joint can have some welding defect. So to reduce that defect, we should use flux coating wire. Now if we use flux coated electrode wire, in the form of your or in the form of automatic feeder, at that time what happened? In the automatic feeder works with some rollers. So the electrode has to come by the pressure of the roller. So as the pressure will be formed, the flux are mainly stick with the electrode, and those are the brittle material. So if we give pressure to the electrode, you can see in the workshop that the one electrode rod, if you give pressure to one electrode rod, that flux material or the coating material will come out. So there will be very that process will be very that process will be not economical, because each and every time we are giving the pressure to feed the wire inside into the workpiece or into the our desired weld area, what will happen? The flux coat will be broken, and flux if the flux coating is broken, the whole process, the whole motivation will gone into vain. So what we do, we we add the flux inside, and outside there is metal coating. Now if there is outside is coated by the metal, the pressure that is given by the roller of automatic feeders, that pressure will be shared by the metal part, and that metal part is a ductile metal part, and that means that can take up that much pressure, or that can withstand that much amount of pressure that is given by the rollers in the feeder mechanism. So we can use the feeder mechanism, and in addition to that, we can use the ability of slag generation, as we can use the feeder mechanism as per MIG welding, and we can use the flux coating or the slag generation mechanism as per shielded metal arc welding. So both the advantage of the shielded metal arc welding and your MIG, both the advantage has been taken in this process. So for this process, for this purpose only, the flux coat arc welding will came into action, or will came into research and practice. So that is the whole concept of the flux coat arc welding. It is here in this process, high weld deposition rate can be possible. Joining of any thickness or and of any section can be achieved. This process is very easy to automate, and this is used for welding of steel, stainless steel, and nickel alloy. And see here in this figure, the process is has been shown. See here, a flux coat electrode where is here, means inside of this, inside material is flux, and outside material is your electrode. Now the arc will be done by in the if the arc welding is done, so arc will be covered by the shielding gas that is formed by using the flux and a solidified slag. This is our important thing, that is this solidified slag, and this process, and this wear, this consumable electrode or this wear is fed by the roller wear mechanism, as similar to the MIG welding. So thank you. Hope you enjoy this lecture, and if you have any problem, you may ask in the live class. Thank you.